Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday the 15th and Friday the 16th of March 2018. Friday the 16th is triple expiration for the month of March, so we wouldn't expect much there. I think we just saw our basic options unraveling on Wednesday. We'll talk about that in a moment when we look at the intraday action. And as usual, we don't do typically market previews for Friday, especially after the week after the fact that we've already had most of the week play out, and this is Friday expiration. So I don't see anything for tomorrow night. We'll cover both the next 2 days and look at the intraday action. Well, let's start by looking at the daily charts of the broad market. You got crude oil at 60.92, down 2 cents. Not a big deal. Gold down $3.10 to 13.24. We've got the S&P cash index down 15.83. NASDAQ was down 5.53. Keep in mind they kind of both gapped up a little bit. You'll see that in a minute. The SOX was literally dead flat, up 0.04. Biotech's down 4.18. VIX up 88 cents to 17.23. So starting to climb back up again. The trend closes high at 1.36. 10-day moving average actually dropped a little bit down to 1.10, but that's because a very high number dropped off that. But the 1.36 is going to keep it up for a while. NASDAQ volume, 2.1 billion. So actually, for once, I mean, usually what we've seen as a pattern is down days, big volume, up days, light volume. Today was actually the lightest volume day in the last 7, and we were down. So we'll see, but it was down just a bit. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ, negative 383. And on the New York, negative 434. Google gains $8.98, but still that's a blip compared to yesterday's activity. Apple loses $1.53, so after closing at new highs 2 days ago, it's given back some. Amazon down up 282, not quite a new closing high, but close. Netflix up 567. Tesla loses 1521, big down day in Tesla. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, up 105, so interest rates dropping a bit. Goldman Sachs loses $4.10 off the highs, and it's down 10 points over the last couple of days. All right, let's take a look at the intraday action. So, again, we gapped up. The first hour wasn't very interesting. Pulled back, didn't quite fill. This is on the ES, but then we eventually filled after that. And remember, on the way options unraveling works is that after the first hour's play, then you kind of watch the market. If you pick a direction, if volume stays up, then that's unraveling. Well, if you look at where we were after an hour, we did only head lower from there, and the volume on the futures contracts was higher than we've seen. So it did stay up. And I would say, again, on the NASDAQ side, you can see after 1 hour, we finally headed lower. We did come all the way back to the highs briefly on the NASDAQ, but we still closed lower than we were after the 1 hour mark. And the volume stayed up. So I think it's a triple expiration week. I think that was probably it. That was probably expiration. But if we get anything else, we'll know tomorrow, obviously. In terms of economic data coming out the next 2 days, Thursday, an hour before the bell, Empire State Manufacturing Index, Philly Fed, weekly initial and continuing unemployment claims, import-export prices. 30 minutes in, the NAHB Housing Market Index, an hour in, Natty Gas. At 4 p.m. Eastern Time, tick long-term purchases. Friday, we've got housing starts and building permits an hour before the bell. We've got capacity utilization, industrial production at 9:15 a.m. Eastern. And at 30 minutes into the market, we've got preliminary University of Michigan sentiment numbers along with the JOLTS job opening. So there's still some data left this week. None of it's huge, but it's there. Maybe that'll get something going. Obviously, you don't expect much for Friday of triple expiration. If there's anything left to do, maybe Thursday is the day. And obviously, we had a big winner today on Costco, huge winner on the short side and good runs in the future. So nothing to complain about. Just wish there was a few more options instead of just 1 or 2, but it is what it is. We'll wrap up the week and see what we get. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading Thursday and Friday.